Nick Ferrari's fiery exchange with a caller on LBC has sparked a heated debate on the UK's stance towards Russia. Nick Ferrari harshly criticised a caller on his LBC radio show yesterday, as they urged the UK to consider making peace with Russia rather than increasing spending on weaponry. The caller, named Brian, said, "We should not increase this spending at all. We should be talking peace with the Russians because the Russians are producing 10 times more weaponry than all of us combined." "If a bully is coming at you with a giant stick, what are you going to do?" Nick responded. "Fight him." "I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. It's true, I would. Anybody who knows me knows I would." "You do it your way, Brian, and we will get weaker, and the figure I quoted, £351 billion, will get ever bigger." "It's not the country I want for my grandchildren." "No, I wouldn't, Nick," they agreed. Nick lost his temper at this point and remarked, "Well, what are you saying then? You are showing no backbone." "You are without any backbone whatsoever." Keir Starmer was last night under growing pressure to quickly hike defence spending by his own MPs and defence chiefs. They warned that without hiking it to at least 2.5% of gross domestic product, GDP, within days, the Prime Minister risked failing to meet his promise that the UK will play a leading role in keeping the peace in Ukraine. Sir Keir yesterday flew to an emergency summit in Paris after pledging he was ready and willing to deploy soldiers alongside European and US personnel as part of a ceasefire deal. Former head of the army Lord Dannatt said the UK would struggle to deploy more than 10,000 troops to the front line in Ukraine at any one time. He told the Daily Mail, "The fact is, Keir Starmer might be ready and willing, but the British armed forces aren't ready, although of course we would always be willing." "I think we're a relatively long way from a situation whereby Vladimir Putin would accept a peacekeeping force to stand between Russian forces and Ukrainian forces in Ukraine. I can't see it happening anytime soon. But if we did find ourselves in that situation, we could collectively require around 100,000 troops. It's a 700 kilometers front line, which is huge.